Yeah, back in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
Right, this segment is sponsored by Nectar Distribution. You can go to nectardistro.com right now and sign up today. You heard Jeremiah's entertainment report. We have almost, I think, 4 or 5 Nectar artists at one time were mentioned in the freshman Rapzilla 2021 list for nominees. So make sure that you go out today, get your Nectar account going. Great opportunities, get 100% of your royalties back. All right.
All right, so I heard That's Not Christian talk about this young man recently, so this will be interesting. NF just came out with a new song, Clouds, and we've had this long time debate. Our biggest video ever was about NF, so obviously there's this big debate about is he part of Christian hip hop or not. I don't particularly care at this point, but right. he hovers around the genre. I'll say that. Yeah. So enough people in Christian hip hop care about him, so I think that still makes him count. But he released a new song, so I wanted to do a dissect. So dissect is where we actually read the lyrics and break down what he's talking about, maybe kind of decipher kind of what he's thinking about nowadays. So let's get into it real quick. Let's see if I can show you guys what I'm seeing. All right, y'all see that?
Yeah.
No. All right, so here are the lyrics. Have y'all actually heard the song?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So calmly feel myself evolving, appalling so much I'm not divulging. Been stalling. I think I hear applauding. They're calling. Mixtapes aren't my thing, but it's been awfully exhausting. Hanging on to songs this long is daunting, which caused me to have to make a call. Thought was ballsy, resulting in what you see today. Proceed indulging. As always, the one trick ponies here. So he knows. As always, the one trick ponies here. So quit your sulking. Born efficient, got ambition, sort of vicious. Yep, that's me. Not artistic, unrealistic, chauvinistic. Not those things. Go the distance. So prolific. Posts are cryptic. Move swiftly. Unsubmissive. The king of mischief. The golden ticket. Rare sight to see. I stay committed, embrace the rigid, I'm playful with it, yet basically too great to mimic. You hate, you're bitter, no favoritism, that's fine with me. Create the riddles, portrayed uncivil, unsafe a little, oh yes indeed, it's plain and simple, I'm far from brittle. Unbreakable, you following. I'm Bruce Willis in a train wreck. I'm like trading in your car for a new jet. I'm like having a boss getting upset because you asked him for less on your paycheck. Okay, I'm like doing headstands with a broke neck. I'm like watching your kid take his first steps. I'm like saying Bill Gates couldn't pay rent because he's too broke. Where am I going with this? Unbelievable, yes. Inconceivable, yes. Myself as fairly reasonable, but see myself as fairly reasonable, but at times I can be stubborn. So if I have to, I will rock the boat. I don't tend to take the easy road. That's just not the way I like to roll. What you think's probably unfeasible, I've done already 100-fold. It's probable that I might press the envelope. Ideas so astronomical, sometimes I find them comical. Yeah, incomparable. Replay value phenomenal. Beat selection remarkable. Slowing me down impossible. I don't rock no rollies. I don't hang around no phonies. I don't really got no trophies. I don't know why God chose me. This is wow. Got something in the cup. Ain't codeine. Changed my style. They told me now they come around like homie. Man, y'all better back up slowly. Woo, who are you kidding? How could you doubt me? I've always delivered. Ripping the teeth out of the back of my mouth. The closest you get to my wisdom. See, my initial thought was to wait, but what can I say? I had to come visit, check on you guys. You doing all right? You ever? Your year really sucked. Yeah, that's what I figured. They covered their heads up when I dropped. Shake the whole industry, put them in shock. Come out the clouds like a meteor rock. The land on the earth like ready or not. Ain't no
this
one
is
like
terrible.
The cream of the cream of the crop. Don't even front. Better give me some props. I pick up your body and throw it a block. Okay, I admit it. That's over
mute
the
this
top.
man's mic.
Deer in the headlights looks every time I step my foot on the ground. I get mistook for a lame with no weight to his name. Ground just shook Let's not beat around the bush. Even my B-sides throw him off like how he do it. Some say I'm a great influence. I don't know about that, but I did do the best I could.
That's the best line right there.
Oh, there's more. No,
that line right there. I don't know why I do it.
It sounds like NF.
Right. Hold on, chill.
Oh, okay.
Bridge.
Okay.
Hollywood.
Oh.
Nate doesn't go Hollywood. You think that you don't know me good. You think that you don't know me good. Hollywood. I always.
There's more?
Yeah. Verse 2.
Told you there's more.
I always advance, say how I feel. You know where I stand, raising the bar. I gotta expand, top of the charts. I'm setting up camp, pounding my stakes. I put up my tent, shoot for the stars. They fall in my hands. Stick to my guns. I don't even flinch. Can push all you want, ain't moving an inch. I rarely miss. You know I'm relentless. Ain't got a choice, no way to prevent it. Just who I am. I don't regret it. See what I want and then go get it. Follow my gut and I'm happy I did it. Beat all the odds. I ain't got no limits. Cannot be stopped. You paying attention. I ain't got to say it. They know where my head is. They know where my head is. All right. All right. That was the lyrics for Clouds. NF, what y'all think?
I'm hearing feedback, Sean.
Yeah, I don't know. It's somebody's mic. What y'all think?
Terrible.
Fam.
Yeah.
Terrible.
To me,
Richard sounds good if he rap it. You know, when he rap it with the cadence and rapping fast, and you're not really listening to what he's saying. But
Yeah, I when I saw it, the cadence and the visuals is what did the video for me. But there's like the bars are subpar.
terrible. There's
Like nothing there that's like whoa, you know what I mean? Like
I'm pounding my steaks, putting my 10 up. Ooh.
It sounds like he's looking. It sounds like he's looking to be hated. Like he's looking for haters. Like who goes around looking for haters? I don't do that.
A lot of people do that.
I mean, but Christians, we Christians don't have to really look for haters, right? We know the enemies out there all over the place trying to get us. So for me, it's like me getting on my social media and being like, just come hate me. For what reason? Why would I even put myself out there to say come hate me like that? You know.
So I take it y'all aren't big fans of this.
I'm not.
nah.
Jeremiah, what you think?
I like NF.
Me too.
You don't like that song.
I think he's dope.
You don't like that
Song is
song.
fire.
But see, we're reading somebody's like the way he say it on a beat is different.
Yeah, the way Sean is saying it, it don't sound like how NF said it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you hear it on the beat, it's different. But when you listen to the words, I mean, when you reading this, like, this is terrible. It's like DOS effects, bum stickity bum. Like, that was dope back then. It was on a beat. But when you look at
mute his mic. Yo, we need to mute his mic again. Mute his mic.
Y'all need a shirt that said mute his mic. But no, I think when you hear it, and you know what's one thing that I think NF is starting to learn, or he been learning, and he's a very visual artist, because the song was going very well with that video. Like when you watch the actual Clouds video, it goes like his cuts.
His videos have always been dope.
Yeah. So I mean, but when you read them, it just sounds like I don't know if you could read anybody's lyrics now that just sounds amazing. So I mean, it's kind of harsh.
I think in the beginning it sounded like he was talking about how he kind of took this break from music. Like, I was on a pause for a little minute, and I hear them calling me back to kind of, you know what I mean, start dropping music again, and then he's dropping music, and then in the second verse it's kind of like, he kind of popped his collar, like, look, me doing what I'm doing, like, nobody's seeing me in this realm when it comes down to the rap. You know what I mean? I don't need the materialistic stuff. I don't need none of that. But when it comes to these bars, and you know what I mean? So that's what it sounded like to me. That's not my style of music, but shouts out to him, man. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
He got a following, though. He got a good core audience, right?
Packed shows. Yeah. Got people in the comments fighting for him on Twitter.
I got in trouble when we did our first line for line with NF.
Why? You said it was terrible too?
No, because he actually won the line for line. So
he wins all his lines.
So he always wins. So it's not like I'm saying it's not good. But my question was, and I do the same thing. So I was just asking, it's very braggadocious rap. So where was the God part? Now he did mention God. Talking about why God picked me.
Why God chose me.
That was the only mention I saw. But I asked this way back in the day. So he's been doing this. is there room for this as a Christian? Forget Christian hip hop. Is there room for this as a Christian to be this braggadocious in your raps?
Oh, I mean, Switch. What do you think? You the rapper, yo? Break it down.
Put him on the spot.
He like the Christian Joe Button. Like, break it down.
He is.
Pardon, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I mean, it's not like he's the only one that does it. You know what I
Nah.
mean? Like, there's a lot of Christian artists that are in here. Like, you know, you rappers on my son. You know what I mean? It gets kind of competitive when it comes to the music aspect.
Right.
But then you do have to reflect, like, yo, as a believer, right? Should I be this arrogant? Should I be, you know what I mean? It says don't boast in yourself, right? And those kind of things. So it's really up to the artist to really reflect on how they're approaching their music, you know what I mean? And whether it glorifies God or not. So that's how I feel about that situation.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, I mean, honestly, I think NF has gone past the Christian area. So it's not like, I think now people just figure him as like, he's just a rapper that happens to be a Christian, I guess. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, I mean, the new album he put out the track listing for, and he's going to have a song with Tech Nine and Hobson. So it's like, I like, even when you go to his fans also like on Spotify, it's not a lot of Christian, if any, Christian hip hop artists like that. So I think he's in another stratosphere. I think the media though still does call him a Christian rapper and stuff like that. So I think that's what comes on. But I think at the same time, depending on how you brag in your rhymes, I think you'd be like, yo, because I think every MC looks for that dope metaphor, that dope punchline, that dope thing to say, so people could be like, oh snap, you know what I mean, he got bars. So I think that's not bad, but I mean, I don't know. I think the thing we get the most from NF, people always say it's too dark and depression, and it's like,
that's what I was gonna ask.
See the sunlight.
Right? Is he Christian?
Well, he was signed to Exist, right? Wasn't that a Christian?
Yeah. I mean, he was signed to Exist and Capital Christian. I don't know if he's still with Capital Christian or like just with Capital now, but yeah, I mean,
so I think that's where the argument stems from, right? Is because he started off as a Christian rapper.
Yeah. If NF's fans start seeing him as happily married with a kid on the way, does that change things for him? Like, does that change the edge that brought people to his music? Because it seems like to me he just doesn't want to admit he could be happy.
Right, I'm about to say you can't be depressed no more then.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, because Eminem is drug free. You know what I'm saying? And he still got fans. You know,
but his music sucks now.
but one thing about NF, he know how to tap in though. He know how to tap into that. I used to be that lonely kid, and sometimes I still feel like that lonely kid.
So is the hate that NF gets, is it still all based on Eminem stuff, Eminem references? Because he sounded like Eminem in that song. I was listening to the video, like, sound like Eminem song all over.
He did sound like Eminem, and it's not because he's a white rapper. It's just because he sounds like Eminem. Because
he always sounds like Eminem.
I think Nick D is dope. You know, he's a white rapper. But I think he's dope. You know, I think he's a dope MC. But I think NF really, like, he definitely was inspired by Eminem. You know, like when you listen to rappers, you're like, oh yeah, this person was inspired by, you know, whomever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my wave, you know. And I'm an old man, so I guess, you know, that's why I can't relate. I never been like depressed like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just not. I just gravitate to that. But I think it fills a void though, because there's a lot of Christians, you know, who support him, and you know, this goes back to us being a body, and you know, and everyone being in their own lane, you know. That might be inspiring to somebody who is struggling with depression. Well, like, yo, NF did it, he made it, you know what I mean? He overcame, you know, and I could relate to this, you know. I'd rather them, you know, people listen to this than Trippie Redd or somebody, you know.
Yeah,
Pill popping.
I'll say this. Right. I'll say this from my perspective. I grew up loving Eminem, and I battled depression and all that. So I get the NF love. It's the me against the world mentality, and he speaks to that me against the world, and I think that's why so many kids relate to him, because a lot of people call it depressing, but in a lot of ways to them it's inspiring. It's like, oh, I'm not by myself. You know what I mean? That's what it makes you feel like. It feels like, oh, this guy gets me, and he's not letting it destroy him. He's actually fighting it, you know? Yeah. So I think that's where other people see it as depressing, they see it as inspirational.
Hope.
You know?
Yeah.
The videos, it's a lot of it looks depressing, but there's a lot of camaraderie in the depression. There's a lot of, we got this together, they don't get us, you know, that kind of feeling. Yeah. So I think that's where that comes from, and he's really good at tapping into that. Honestly, he taps into it more than Eminem ever did. Eminem did it a little, like in Mosh and songs like that, but Eminem was more of like a villain, you know what I mean? He was the cause of the mischief. NF is more, he's reacting to what's been done to him. It's a little bit of a different feel. So to me, I listen to flow pattern and how the song sounds first before I listen to like what he's actually saying. But even me reading the lyrics, it's like eventually it starts to get tiring hearing somebody just kind of pop off, you know? I wanted to hear a little bit more introspection, a little bit more plainly spoken, honestly. Like, tell us exactly what you're talking about. Don't talk around it. You know what I mean? And it sounds like a lot of subs. It sounds like a whole verse of subs versus being like, no, this specifically happened and this is what I think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right, man. Yo, NF, next time you write a verse, make sure you add "that's not Christian." You know what I mean? When you talk about us, that's all I'm saying.
Come on the show.
No more subs. No more subs.
Well, I think another thing too is that's the closest way that you can be competitive, especially in our genre of subs, is because you feel like, you know, I could say something about somebody and they don't even know I'm saying it about them, and I could just do what, you know what I'm saying, like just spit bars at it. So you just thinking is like, well, it's about somebody he's dealing with or somebody that is in his past, but in actuality he could be talking about, you know, somebody, another rapper or somebody who's giving him some critiques, you know. So that's tough because, you know, hip hop is a competitive sport, you know. So like if LeBron says he's the best, you know, or Michael Jordan says he is the best, you know what I mean?
No.
Oh my God.
Jordan,
come on, mute his mic.
Now we gotta come back and do this again.
We have to. We could just stay on this instead of line for line because this.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Stat for stat.
We're not doing it now.
Was the better?
We're not doing it now. That's a whole nother thing. Keep going, bro.
You gotta understand, Jay's a little young, man. So you know what I mean.
Okay.
It don't matter.
He didn't see Mike play, right? He didn't see Mike.
He ain't see Mike.
We'll have to do an after show with this.
But back with NF, y'all think that he should be making, I guess, quote unquote, growing up? You know, he got married, he got a kid now, like that type of music. Or I know Ryan asked the question, sort of, should he stay with his little, you know, depression, dark, you know, music? Yeah,
or just be happy.
You know what he's falling into, and Eminem did the same thing. He's kind of run out of stuff to talk about. So when you start to become successful, you start to complain about being successful. Yeah, you know what I mean.
All these millions, I'm
first world problems.
That's what Eminem started doing as well. Where it's
my
like,
latte was cold.
Yeah. And it's not just complaining about being rich. It's complaining about the attacks you get for being famous. And that's his new gripe now is, I don't really have, I've talked about my mom, I've talked about my dad, I've talked about that. Now it's me being NF is the problem. You see what I'm saying? So that's where he's at now.
He gonna make a song about dirty diapers when his kid gets here. Always changing dirty diapers.
No, but I think he's suffering from the Mary J. Blige syndrome.
That's what I was.
What's that?
It's basically when your fans love you being depressed and being upset and being mad and being angry, but when you get a marriage and you happy and it's like, oh, it's not the same marriage. So if he was to come out with a, like, let's say his next project is him being more upbeat beats, not so many dark type beats. Those people would be like, yo, what's going on, NF? You're not the same NF. Like, why you turning on us? You know what I mean?
Right. That's true. He's gonna have to pivot like Machine Gun Kelly or somebody, you know, just completely change genres.
Did you guys feel like this track he was on more depressing, or it was more? Because I felt like he was like, yo, I haven't dropped nothing. It's time to drop. And then like I gotta remind y'all who I am, kind of thing.
To me, it's like you're married, you got a kid on the way. Like, talk about something happy if that's where you are in life.
Right.
But if you just want to remind everybody that you still got gripes, that's what we're getting. That's what we're getting from you.
Okay. I can see that.
All right, let's take a break and get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.